The back fell off mine.
This is your one here, waiting for you.
Hello, YouTube.
This fell off mine.
You join us as things start falling off of Jeremy's equipment.
Yeah.
He's poor.
Sitting in a chair for 8 hours a day staring at a screen.
He's rocking the shaggy hair though.
Patron, you should head over to patron.co.uk.
No, Kofi.
Kofi. Kofi.co.uk.
If you'd like to donate, go find us on Kofi. There's a link on our website.
Give us money.
Buy Jeremy a new chair.
Yeah.
And I need coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
We're recording this slightly later than usual.
Because they know.
Well, they do now because I've just told them.
Did it? Yeah, because we've not got the natural lighting.
No, I've had to turn my lamp on.
I've got a white sheet on my computer.
That's why
so
I have.
glowing.
That's why I have my notes in dark. I have it in dark scale. Otherwise, it just blows. It just blows out the light.
That's because you're white and see-through.
I've got my washing in the background.
Yeah, see, that's nasty. Nobody needs to see that.
It's a yellow tan.
Of course it is. What other colour? You're on YouTube. Don't ask him.
Yeah, I know. That's fine.
I didn't hear anything.
That's all right. I'll ask you later.
All right, I'm going to start recording audio.
No.
No?
No. Yeah.
Okay, I'm recording.
Me too.
Clap like the monkey. 3. Clap.
It's going to be a weird one today, isn't it?
I figured if I just do it on 3, 2, and 1, you should get one that works.
Just clap like a white man chasing the beat. All right, 3, 2, 1. There you go. We were on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
we're all slightly we're sleep deprived, so this could be interesting.
Yeah.
Right, don't move that headset too far away from your mouth.
So,
That'll do.
there you go, look.
That's fine. Okay.
Now I'm Fremen.
With many Fremen warriors.
Definitely.
Are you guys ready?
I'm so going to burp.
Do you want to get that out of your system now?
Yeah, it's not coming.
You need a haircut.
Captain Bucky.
Bucky
O'Hare.
Are you be a toad?
Yeah.
I like his hair like that.
Shaggy. This is.
It's a little bit too long.
Good one, Shaggy.
Why am I still? Anyway, let's go.
Okay, you ready? Okay, and we're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Nope, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1. What the hell? 3, 2, 1.
Perfection.
It's time for serial viewing. Hello, welcome to episode 22nd. This week we are going to be watching Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars, which ran from 1991 for 1992, a single series of 13 episodes. Galactic hero Bucky O'Hare and his brave crew battle the evil toads who are bent on conquering the universe. Sucked into the Aniverse by a malfunctioning photon accelerator, a human boy called Willie Do-It becomes a part-time member of the crew in their fight against the insane computer Complex. We watched episode 1, War of the Warts, part 1, in which Bucky O'Hare and the Righteous Indignation crew learn that the Toad Empire has taken over his home world, Warren, and they must travel there to investigate. Meanwhile, on Earth, the boy named Willie DeWitt enters Bucky's universe using an experimental device. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Jennifer, this was one of your choices.
Yes, it
Yes, it was.
Defend your choice.
It's Bucky O'Hare. What is it to defend? Fucking awesome.
I take it you watched this one back in the day.
Oh yeah. Come on, it's got like the coolest Jenny ever.
I knew that's why you liked it as a child.
Yeah, of course.
Is that actually why?
It's one of the reasons why I liked it, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's Bucky O'Hare and it was awesome. I mean, what, 91 this came out? So I would have been 11, 12, 13, 14.
92 in the UK.
Yeah, 14, 15.
I don't think
So it's
cool
probably
is the
right
word I
in.
used to describe her.
Cool?
I don't
Sexy.
think it's cool would be the word.
Would you?
I didn't say cool, I said awesome. Well, she's the
Right,
coolest Jenny ever.
awesome.
Jeremy would just describe her as sexy.
Well, yeah, she is sexy. But,
Very.
yeah, no, I mean, come on, all the Jennies I had growing up were like the next door neighbour Jenny or Jennifer, the girl next door. Or I had dumbass Jenny from Forrest Gump, who was the stupidest Jenny everywhere because she just shoved stuff in her veins.
Jeremy.
What?
What Jeremy, what generation did was Forrest Gump in?
What generation?
Yeah.
Like, where did he grow? Like, from his age?
No, what generation? Gen Z, Gen X.
Oh, I guess what? Like, he would have been like what? Baby
He'd be a
boomer?
boomer.
You're both
Yeah.
wrong. He's from Gen I.
Is this you, Henry? Was this
I was
Will?
waiting for that. But yes, I put ooh yeah, oh yeah, Jenny, with the pink hair and the stilt stockings, the coolest Jenny anywhere.
It is an odd choice for a anthropomorphised cat space pilot person.
What? Being called Jenny?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those names and it's really popular.
It's what I call a saucy minx. Hey.
Hey. So
And then I wrote literally on the same line, this show created some furries.
it absolutely did.
Oh yeah, of course it did.
So I remember Bucky O'Hare. I remember it being a thing, but I don't think I ever watched it.
No,
I don't
probably
remember.
not.
I don't remember watching it.
You weren't very cool as a teenager. You were a bit of a nerd, so
Well,
you never actually watched anything
That
cool.
was the only period in my life I was cool.
I
It's a very narrow period of time.
I know. I was just mocking.
Jeremy, have you ever heard of Bucky O'Hare?
Only from, well, actually, possibly. This was a bit later. A little bit later, wasn't it?
92, it would have been.
92.
92, yeah. It felt like a 90s cartoon.
It really
Oh
did.
yeah, it did.
Really, it was radical.
Yeah. But I think maybe I've heard it mentioned, but mostly from you guys, from this.
You say that every
From-
week. We're going to have to find a
I
show
mean, well,
that you haven't heard from us.
anything that I've picked.
Well, yeah. I did just go back to this being so 90s. My very first note was, if you want proof that this was made in the 90s, just listen to the opening theme song.
Oh,
Yeah.
So early 90s. Exclamation mark. I mean, yeah.
So, let's straight into it. Opinions on the, we've mentioned it a couple of times, the theme tune.
Badass.
Yeah. I mean, I've put it was very catchy, although some of the lyrics are a mouthful. And I have got the lyrics up here, and it makes me laugh every time I listen to them. But it's just like, I mean, who gets your photon accelerators broken a bit into the theme tune? It's amazing.
Yeah,
Your
it would
righteous
make-
indignation has suffered a hit, and your photon accelerator's broken a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
What
good.
it is the really shit 90s rap, white guy rap,
Yes.
It's hip hop style, yeah. It's
Yeah.
very,
That's what I said.
Chili
to
Peppers,
a
very-
rocky tune,
yeah.
to like heavy electric guitar tune.
That's what I mean. I joked about it. You can tell it's because it's radical. So it's a white guy standing there with his arms crossed and his hat on sideways and his baggy jeans. Like, yeah, Bucky
The
O'Hare.
name. Like cool vanilla or cool cream. Fresh cream. Yeah, I want Faith No More to do a cover of this song.
Do you know what? Those lyrics, I would believe it's a Faith No More song.
Yeah. Early Faith No More. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. The rhythmic aspects of it. Yes, it was very, very that '90s rad kid era. You know, skater dude, but also with like that the rap influence. Um, but rapping about a space rabbit. Um, but all in all, like it's cool. It's catchy. It's punchy. And the beginning bit is the best bit. Also, it's partly inspired serial viewing number 2.
Really, another Bucky O'Hare was in there.
Bucky O'Hare and Ulysses was the main inspiration.
Oh, see, I started off really liking the theme tune, and then just the sheer oppressive '90s of this, '90s-ness of it, just kind of ground me down.
I think that's
It
just
does
the
go on a
90s,
bit.
right?
It's just, I'm surprised there wasn't like a flashing lights warning at the beginning for epileptics, because it was like bow 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 bow.
They didn't do that in the 90s. You had to suck it up.
It's character building.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh.
And I swear, I have heard, apart from Bucky, I'm fairly certain I've heard every single voice actor in that show before.
Yeah, and I looked it up, but I couldn't find anybody familiar. But Bucky didn't sound.
Very familiar.
Yeah, and he sounded like that kid that was in quite a lot of 90s TV shows and stuff. But when I looked, it's just some old dude.
Really?
Just
Yeah.
some old dude. I'm gonna
So I
look it up.
don't know whether it was redubbed or the voices were redone.
I found Bucky's voice quite jarring.
Yes.
He didn't sound like what he should sound like, if that makes sense. He didn't sound
Too,
like what he would look like. And he was quite, and
Yeah.
he sounded really young, and
Mhm.
it was, I didn't like his voice. It was weird. It didn't fit.
Combined with
And
the fact that he was a green rabbit was a bit weird.
yeah, I'm willing to. They've got a 4-armed duck. So, and a
Oh, yeah.
space
We'll get back to that.
berserker space baboon, which is fine.
That looked more like a gorilla.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I was willing to let that go, but he's, I mean, it's very faithful to the comic books. Oh yeah, right. So if you didn't know, Bucky O'Hare got its start as a comic book, which was created in the late 70s, but it was first released in, he was first debut in 1984 in a comic called Echo of Future Past. And it was a comic series. There were several of them, and that's where it came from. So, and it's very faithful. Well, the art style is quite faithful to the comics. It's got a very Ninja Turtles vibe, and it does share a lot of similarities with the Ninja Turtles in that the original comic books. So Bruce, was it the engineer that got sucked into another dimension? Yeah, he died. There was no getting sucked into another dimension. He died, and characters
But he
died.
was in the next episode.
No, that's his brother,
Oh.
who was created for the
okay,
cartoon.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so it was like that. So the original Ninja Turtles was quite dark, and people died, and it was quite serious. Bucky O'Hare, I don't know if it was as dark, but yes, people died, and it was.
Yeah, it was. It was. I put in my notes. It's done the same thing as Teenage Mutant. It's taken a gritty, dark comic and made it into a cheesy, comic-y cartoon for kids.
So this was in our current run of having shows made by 2 different countries. This was a French-American series created by Sunbow Productions, who we've had on the show before. A company called Abrams Gentile Entertainment, Continuity Comics, who created the original comic, and the French company IDDH. It was co-produced by Marvel Productions and distributed by a Hasbro subsidiary. So there's lots of people came together to make this happen. I did keep finding on the internet, is Bucky O'Hare a Marvel superhero? But I didn't. He isn't. He was just.
I don't think. Yeah.
They just helped bring him to.
He does
Bring him to market.
reminisce a lot of the original Guardians of the Galaxy, and like the original like Rocket Raccoon style, and like Squirrel Girl, and like I can't remember the T-Rex can't remember what it's called.
T-Rex.
The very weird, this talking space T-Rex. I think it was evil.
Awesome. Well, they did have
with a kid riding it.
They had talking space Triceratops in Ninja Turtle comics.
Yeah.
The Triceratons.
Yeah. I think this was all around the same time.
It was. It really was.
Like this whole space, like kooky space, but still kind of like from the 80s.
So differences between the comic book and the cartoon was that the kid Willy, he can travel in the cartoon. He can travel backwards and forwards to Earth as he wants. In the comic books, he is stranded in the Aniverse. So Bruce is killed, and the Toad Empire in the comic books, they're just no. Sorry, they've been in the comic books. They're brainwashed to follow Complex, the evil computer, who we barely got to see in this one, and look like a toad anyway.
Yeah.
We do have a bit of a crossover. Some of the episodes were written in part by someone called Christy Marks, who was also a writer for G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Captain Power, and Jem. So we've spoken about Christy before. So, did anyone? I must admit, we were halfway. It was towards the end of the episode when the kid introduced himself, and I clicked his name, Willie DeWitt. Willie Do It. Willie Do It. Yeah, the face that Jeremy's pulling perfectly encapsulates that fairly bad pun.
Willie Do It though sounds like a famous name.
Sounds like a porn star.
That too.
Back there, it looks like Henry when he was little.
That too.
Yeah. He wasn't as cute then. So there was a whole. It was a continuous arc, and it was the Toads capturing the planet Warren in the first episode, and then they fight all the way through, and then the very last episode is them liberating Warren. And it helps that Willie is a engineering genius and really quite adaptable and willing to accept the fact that he's in another universe with talking animals.
I get the fact that he's a kid, but it's the animals that I don't understand. He's like, what the hell is that? It's like,
why is the duck?
This like thing that's a child is taller than us. Like
that surprised me when you compare the sizes of them. That surprised me. I actually quite like it. Because Bucky's bunny-sized.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think the toads are toad-sized because they're the same size as everyone else. But
no, I think they must be bigger.
It's a science fiction show, so we need to talk about the spaceships. So Bucky and crew's spaceship is called the Righteous Indignation,
which is a freaking awesome name.
It's a good name. It's a bit of a mouthful for a kids show. So what did you think of the Righteous Indignation as a ship?
I didn't know it was called the Righteous Indignation. He says that a lot.
He does.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's Bucky and the Righteous Indignation. Blah, 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 blah. Righteous Indignation. I think it was all right. Spaceship. I don't really remember it. It was like a shoe shape.
Yeah.
Is it a shoe or a boat?
Oh wait, was it a Firefly class? Because it's got the engine either side.
It looked like it looked like a box to me. It was really, I didn't like it. It was quite generic and forgettable. But the Toad ships.
The Toad ships.
Let's just bring it back to the Toad ship. So the Toad mothership was okay, but the Toad fighters, now they were cool.
So did the frogs and toads remind you of anything?
What's the bad guy from Danger Mouse?
There we go. Yeah. I mean, even the ships were the same.
Oh my!
I mean, I know it's the same.
Yeah, that never clicked. You're right.
Yeah, this is my second comment. They remind me of Danger Mouse, and the way they talk as well, and Baron Toad.
Oh, Baron
Silas Greenback.
That's it.
One. Baron Greenback. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So
I am. I can't believe you guys didn't remember that. But yeah, they were cool. And yes, you're right. They did look a lot like the toad.
That's all I could see is the toads from Danger
Yeah.
Mouse. I was just waiting for Penfold to come out and Danger Mouse.
Makes
And the fact
sense.
as well that they were animals as well.
Mm.
And I was like, is that like the same universe? Are we like
because
same
Danger
universe
Mouse
here?
is just on the human. That's just on Earth. Like he's on the animals equivalent of Earth.
Yeah. I would also believe if you told me. Sorry, I just had a brain fart then. I'd also if you'd told me that this was also like a shared universe with the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't have had a problem with it. It would have. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Maybe that's what they were alluding to when they were talking about different dimensions and how many there were, and they were like different universes that are attached to something. So they're all there. The
Could
same,
be.
Yeah.
It's the extended universe of Bucky O'Hare.
Because if you've read the comics, the Ninja Turtles ended up in space as well. That wasn't a good story.
Well, when they fighting Krang?
No, they were fighting the Triceratons,
Mm.
who were cool bad guys.
I think Krang's cool.
Shredder.
I just wrote down that they have imaginative shipbuilders because, like, right, we're an evil toad army. Build us some cool ships. Got this one in the bag, guys. Don't even worry about it.
The designers sat there, like, oh, what am I going to do? Looks in the mirror, bingo. Can you imagine
Yeah.
the same thing the other way around? So you've got a human ship designer, right? I need some evil fighters, and then he just designs a head, just a human head with like lasers on the chin, and
If they're going for a menacing thing, like look at Attack on Titan, right? Like,
yeah.
do it that way. That's kind of creepy. That would work.
One thing I really did like about the show is we got almost a roll call at the beginning. So there's a little battle scene at the beginning where and character A was introduced, and then the next one was introduced, and then the next one introduced. But it was actually really well done. By the end of like 10 minutes in, I knew who everyone was. I knew their personalities. And I knew we were given a lot of information about them in a very short time. There was a very good piece of writing.
Yeah, it's been better than a lot of other intro episodes we've watched.
Yes.
Like I can remember most of their names. You have like Bucky, Sexy Cat, Forearm Duck, Gorilla Man,
Mutant Daffy,
iRobot, and Aryan Kid, and that's it.
Oh, so did Blinky look familiar? Do you reckon he's got a red cousin?
Red cousin.
From Ulysses.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same robot, just a different colour.
I've forgotten his name.
Doesn't he have one eye though?
Doesn't he only have one eye?
It's
No,
in
he's
the
got
theme song as well.
Oh my god. We just watched it. It's no.
Robots.
No. Yeah, I said it just before you did. Yes, I remembered.
No, not mine.
My name,
2 eyes, isn't he?
my name is No.
Yeah,
That's it. Who do we know?
Immediately, I thought. Sorry, immediately I just thought originally that it was going to be another one of the no-nos, and I was waiting for the character that was the comedic effect, and it turned out to be the duck. Which I'm kind of okay with because he's a bit of a maniac, and I'm kind of okay with this.
Who's Daffy Duck?
Yeah, Daffy's mutant cousin.
Mutant Daffy. Who do we want to fight? No or Blinky?
Blinky.
Yeah. I don't know. I think No.
No's a pacifist, isn't he?
He killed the Cyclops. It was him.
Oh, and not on purpose.
He still did it though. He just bumble his way to.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing. It was only because Ulysses used him as a tool.
While we're in combat, why didn't they just fire that gorilla that ape at everybody and just have him destroy literally everything in front of him?
Can you imagine?
Because...
Load the baboon. I'm sorry, what? You're going to do what to me?
Yeah, shame he died. They had to get rid of him because he was too powerful.
Didn't die. Don't want to scare. And all. I know it's a children's show, but the fact that they explicitly had to show all the toads surviving their fighters being blown up annoyed me.
Did they?
Yeah, so every time the duck or anybody shoots down one of the toad fighters, the ship would explode. There'd be a cloud and explosion, and then these two almost like spheres, clear spheres with toads in them would kind of bounce away,
right.
because we can't leave it ambiguous. They definitely survived, kids. They just died a couple of days later because they're floating in cold space.
Are they not supposed to look like frog spawn?
Could be. It was weak though. I didn't like it.
I didn't see that. I didn't get that at all.
Did anyone pick up the very quick learning moment?
Yeah, I richly wrote down learning here.
That's what I wrote. I wrote learning moment. Save the environment.
Well, you had to save the environment, and you got politics, and then you got, if it's really important. There was quite a lot of learning moments.
Yeah, but that one was the most shoehorned.
It really was painful.
What annoyed me though was the fact that she was like, "Yeah, you haven't eaten a tofu burger," and he was like, "I'm okay. What would you do if like you were gonna get beaten up and you know it?" And they were just like, "Ha ha ha! Just stand up for yourself." It was like, "But I'm gonna get beaten up, Dad. Like, pay attention to your kids, maybe slightly more."
I want Faceless Dad just to like shake his newspaper and just say, "Cut a bitch."
Build this weird machine that allows you to join two universes together that can summon this green bunny rabbit.
You're a dad. Oh, for fuck's sake! I don't care. Just piss off to another dimension.
Yeah.
Fine.
Wish you were never into this dimension.
What did you think of? All right, we didn't watch a particularly good copy of this. If you would like to watch it as well, it is on YouTube. But what did you think of the animation, Jennifer?
Yeah, it was all right. It was very 1990s. It was.
That's what I.
It's what I've become used. That's what basically. Well, I wouldn't say I was a grow up because I was a teenager by then, but yeah, it's what I've got used to.
I thought the animation was fine, apart from every now and again, Bucky or the cat was quite guilty of it. She would like turn her head, and all of her eyes would go like a weird shape, or they'd suddenly be too big for her head, or some of the perspective changed ever so slightly, and it was a bit whoa, uncanny valley.
I never noticed any of that kind of stuff though, because I'm just watching it.
I did write that towards the end of the episode, Jenny gives Willie a hug
and a kiss
on the forehead, and that cat just gave that boy a boner.
It's not on the forehead; it's on the cheek, and he does go like that. It is obviously a sexy moment, and she does it in she does it in other bits as well.
You can see her like bat her eyelashes like right before.
Yeah, she uses her feminine wiles to trick them, and then she'll use a thing on her
psychic powers.
And she'll just destroy them because they are just lowly men.
Everything she said was just a euphemism.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised. I wrote down just, "Jeez, it got weird."
I'm surprised there wasn't a picture of her high heels as she smears the frog into the.
She did when she kicked one of the toads in the crotch with her heel.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I meant she did. The whole.
Some people pay money for that.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? I wrote down like, oh yeah, there you go. So she said her senses were growing crazy. And then it was also nothing can get out giggity. Yeah, everything everyone said though, like the fact that Bucky calls himself Righteous Indignation, like
it's his ship. It's not him.
It's his ship. He doesn't call him.
He said, "I'm Captain Bucky O'Hare, the Righteous Indignation," and I was like,
"Of the Righteous Indignation."
He didn't say,
yes, he does.
Righteous Indignation. And I was like, that's not cool to call yourself Righteous Indignation.
It's his rapper.
He also, he also said, I wrote down. He said, "Peruse this debacle." Like I'm going down to peruse this debacle. I'm like, I'm gonna peruse this debacle in a minute. This is...
that was a really weird line. Oh, and then he's going halfway down the ladder and then mourns Bruce the engineer for a second. Oh, I'm really gonna miss him. I'm so sad. Right, what's going on?
It's like everyone just seems really chill with what's going on right now. The fact that two universes are connected.
Yeah, they weren't. There wasn't any shock or surprise about anything.
Another engineer's dead. Don't worry, one will show up soon. There we go. Will he do it?
Brother.
Yes, he will. So the cartoon, as many things in the 90s did, came about because they wanted to sell toys, which is why Hasbro helped part finance it. So everyone cashed in. So Hasbro released a toy line to go along with the show, released in 91 as well. They planned 3 waves, 3 releases, but they never got beyond the first one. There were 10 action figures, including Bucky O'Hare and various other people, but not Jenny in the first release, and 2 vehicles. It was cancelled fairly quickly due to poor sales. But there are photos and prototypes have cropped up of the...
They're so collectible.
Otherwise, they are worth quite a lot of money, especially on the card. Jenny was going to be released in the second wave, so she never came in the first one, although they did make full prototypes for her, so they are probably worth some money. That was also the reason the show was cancelled. It never got beyond 13 episodes because it just wasn't very well received at the time.
13 episodes.
It seems quite low for something with an established background, and I mean it's quite exciting. It's got the Toji. There's lots of action.
He's green.
Maybe you should have watched it when you were a teenager, and then it wouldn't have got cancelled.
It's too cool for that. I had other cool things to care of.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's green.
I believe that. So in 2017,
Racism.
Yeah.
They're just racist.
In 2017, Boss
Rabbit.
I'll try.
Boss
Fight Studios announced they would be releasing new action figures, and they are still releasing them today. Multi-articulated action figures. So there is a market for Bucky O'Hare merch out there. I think it's one of those things with a cult following. So much so. In 1998, the Bucky O'Hare web series, a fan project, was started. The series actually produced 4 complete seasons of Bucky O'Hare, continuing where the cartoon left off. But the wording's quite odd because it said the final web series season finished airing in January 2011. Now that's slightly misleading because they were never actually animated and they only exist as scripts.
Oh.
So there are a shitload of episodes that someone wrote, or a team of people wrote and put out there, and it is on... You can go and read them. They are on buckyohare.org, which is a... It was still being updated as of April this year, so it's still an ongoing project, and there's various downloads and links and things there, so go check that out, as Jeremy is. In 2006, it was reported that one of the original creators were working on a Bucky O'Hare movie project, inevitably, but that never went anywhere, as far as I can tell. I found no other references to it. It'll be like Dogtanian, though. It'll just appear, and large amounts of people will go, I don't know what this is.
That's true. If they did it like Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe.
So the website you're looking at, that's quite a 90s website, isn't it?
They wrote the fan season in 1998.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And 9.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm used to it.
No, I think a lot of these concepts seem a little bit more grown up than what we watched.
I think they were pushing more for the comic book continuation.
Jenny is called to Aldebaran. Help her sisterhood.
Jenny's called to
nun?
the club. So support the show and jump. See, everyone thought so. Hasbro thought this was going to be a big deal. Marvel obviously thought it did. The creators thought it was good. Konami, the video game company Konami, they jumped in 1992. They released 2 Bucky O'Hare video games, one for the NES and then an arcade version of it.
Jeez, how quickly did they pump that out?
Quick. But they cheated somewhat because the games borrowed heavily from other Konami games, such as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, which we have played. So it had a similar mechanic where you could swap out characters, and it was a platformer, and you had to rescue. You start with, I think it was 2 of the characters, and then you had to go and rescue the crew from different planets, and then once you've rescued all the crew, then they'd be captured again, and you would go and do the same thing, just in different environments. Right. Apparently, it was generally well received. It was applauded for a lot of its gameplay, but everyone said it didn't really add anything to the genre. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. So they released that, and then they also released that same year a handheld electronic game. So with the LCD screens and stuff like that. So they jumped on it. So they obviously thought, lots of people thought this was going to be a big hit. They were like, this is so radical, how can it fail, dude? And then it failed.
That's it. It came out, they whacked out 13, and then they sodded off. It didn't even have a chance to get established.
No. Do you think it would have lasted longer if it...
I think it would have gained a bit more momentum and got a bit more popular.
See, it's the colour palette and the animation and everything else. I think it would have just lost in the crowd. Because it is good, but it is quite generically early 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think it would have.
You think
it's
it would
like
have
less refined than something like DuckTales, I feel.
DuckTales?
It's
DuckTales had Disney behind it.
Yeah, I know, that's why.
Yeah.
But I feel like the concept is cool. It's just, it seems like it works really well for a comic book, but I think it has that thing that certain shows struggle with, and that it's going for a lot all at once.
Yes.
You have space bunnies fighting toads with psychics and a universe combined with bullies and a kid, like who just comes through, and then there's a galactic council, and it's like, it's a cool concept, and I think it makes a lot of sense for it to be a comic book.
Actually, I'm glad you mentioned the Galactic Council, because I have a bone to pick with that, because I'm not sure that teaching children that bureaucracies they're just children, and the way to deal with them is to get someone with guns to just walk in the room and shoot the shit out of the walls. Not sure that's the right message to be sending.
I feel like there's going to be children who just walk into rooms now and dare anybody to not remove them. That hasn't happened before.
I'm not saying.
And also,
I'm not saying it was linked to a certain insurrection in the United States recently. I'm not saying that, but it's there. Just saying.
Also, the entire Security Council was Looney Tune characters.
They were, weren't they?
You had Pork Chop, you had Sylvester, you had like the whole gang. Like, I think Tasmanian Devil was there.
I always think with anthropomorphic, this is just my twisted mind, but anthropomorphic animals like that. So the Ninja Turtles universe, and then this universe. So you've got a planet of bunnies, and then you've obviously got. I'm assuming you have a planet of cats and a planet. So can the bunnies and the cats breed? Or is it? Well, is that a thing? Do they?
Oh, you have to work on the same basis. If we came over a planet of aliens, okay,
yeah,
but
you're
the
right.
alien.
You're right. Large portions of humanity would like to pork them.
Yeah.
Well, Bucky's got fish gills, right? So where did he get those gills from? One's part one.
The typical bunny frill of hair on the chin.
I mean, I don't even want to say that you could say that it's mammal and mammal, because, as I just said, if they're aliens and they're not mammals, but if they've got a hole or a tube, Oh, it depends how they have sex.
As someone
They might have sex by touching you with their tendrils.
As someone much wiser than me that said that the average man would fuck a ham sandwich, so aliens don't have a hope.
I just don't think. Sorry.
Have you found Jenny's sexy pics from before?
No. They made a Bucky O'Hare role-playing game as a fandom thing. And there's rules for a fan-made Bucky O'Hare RPG system.
Cool. You could just use the Ninja Turtle one, but yeah, that's cool. Also,
there's another one that they made, which is an actual shoot 'em up.
Cool.
That was released in 2014, called I Belong in SPACE.
SPAC, that's the organisation that Bucky belongs to.
Oh, there's a Bucky O'Hare drinking game. Take 1 sip if Bucky walks into a trap. Take 2 sips if Bucky acknowledges that it is probably a trap. Take 3 sips if Bucky says they're walking into a trap because he has nothing better to do. Oh, there's loads.
Take 5 sips if Bucky says righteous indignation. You'd be fucked within 10 minutes.
Pound.
Take 1 sip if. Huh?
I was gonna say pound the drink if Jenny flirts with someone or is suggestive in some way.
Take 1 sip if Jenny is called a witch.
Oh yeah, because of the psychic powers.
Yeah.
Who's Mimi?
Mimi was a character from, I think she shows up in episodes 4 and episodes 10. She's a character they rescue, and she ends up commanding the ship, the Screaming Mimi. And I cannot remember what animal she is, and I'm amazed I dredged that up from my memory.
Just to say, take 1 sip if Mimi and Jenny vie for Bucky's attention. Yeah. And then the next one directly below it is take 1 sip if any parallels between the Toad Wars and World War II can be obviously drawn from the situation. The Toad's doing a Heil Hitler.
on IMDb, that's what there's very few trivia notes on IMDb, and one of them is this: this is an allegory of World War II.
I thought it was Star Wars, but
same thing.
It is an allegory of World War II. Yeah.
Well, Daffy Duck does say when he sees Willy, look, he's got a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Watch out, he's got a lightsaber.
So let's just analyse what you just said. So when Daffy Duck sees sees Willy, he says he's got a lightsaber.
Yep.
Stop waving that around, Willy.
Yep.
And it just turns out to be a fleshlight.
I'm not going to lie that when we watched this episode, this is not where I thought the conversation was going to go.
I think I've exhausted my notes list now.
Ditto. So, out of the three of us, Jeremy, you're the freshest to this. Mm-hmm. Would you recommend this to someone?
It's short, so probably.
Was it short? It was like 25 minutes, 25 minutes? Seems fairly standard length.
Well, not the show itself, but the series.
Yes, that's true. You could probably binge that in a weekend.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's very wacky, and I feel like people who aren't nostalgic for the 90s might be irritated by it. But yeah, why not?
I think I would struggle to get the whole thing just because of Bucky's voice. Because
Did we watch it in Japanese?
Jennifer, having watched it again, did it stand up to your enjoyment from the first time you watched it?
Oh yeah, I still enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as I remember it. I don't remember it being so crappily 90s. Yeah, but it was just as good. I enjoyed it just as much.
Left your own devices, so you're sat at home one Sunday, you've got literally nothing to do, you're stretched out on the couch in your pajamas. Would you binge it? Would you watch more?
Like if I was flicking through and I saw it on Netflix, yeah, I would, yeah. Because I would. Bucky O'Hare.
More than one episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, just curious. And would you
dreams about
I nearly carried on watching. If I'd have known we were going to have this much time, I would have carried on watching.
And would either of you recommend this to someone with young children?
Probably not young kids. Well, I don't know actually, because it's flashy lights and silly sounds and it's animals.
I think this is like a slightly older, an 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Age range.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, so what would you give it, Jeremy? Rate this show out of 5. Out of 5, out of 10.
5. 5. That was pretty good. I mean, there was a point about midway through in the space battle where I did write down space is cool. Space battles are rad. Sorry. But I did zone out a bit. Because it seemed like it was just endless shooting explosions. And I didn't really follow what was going on. Might have been something to do with the quality of the episode we watched.
Yeah.
But I'd say theme song is pretty rad. Probably a hard 6.5.
6.5. Okay, so 6.5 for Jeremy. Jennifer.
7.
Defend that 7.
Why? It's Bucky O'Hare. It's awesome. It doesn't need it.
Okay, so we're gonna have an interesting range here because I gave it a 4.
4?
Yeah.
Really? That's low.
Because I didn't really enjoy it.
Can't wait till we watch one that
outside
you
tonight.
like.
I didn't really. I mean, yeah. I didn't get into it. I didn't like Bucky. The Toads were cool, but I usually side with the bad guys anyway. I didn't find it engaging. Whatever the niche is, I'm not in it. So I gave it a 4.
I did feel that Bucky was arguably one of the weakest characters in it.
Yes, he was.
I think
Wasn't
everybody else. Yeah, he was just like to Captain America. You know, I mean, I guess that's like he's just a space ranger, right? He's
Wait. I like Captain America.
You know, he's the Buzz Lightyear, whereas like, you know, he hasn't got as many flaws as everyone else.
Even the duck was more interesting.
At least four-winged duck. We had like anger issues.
Well, that still gives.
Everyone seemed to have anger issues.
There was an angry show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did anyone else get Shatner vibes from Bucky?
No.
I did. I got that. Oh well, that gives it a decent rating of 5.8. So that's going to put it in the top third in our
Like
table.
you dragged it right down.
I did, yeah. So that's why I'm here.
Counterbalance.
Yes. So that was Captain Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. Next week, does anyone know what we're watching next week? I do.
Is it the season finale yet?
It is not. We have 2 more. Two
Okay.
more. One, and then the last one will be the season finale. Next week we are watching British institution Grange Hill.
Oh God.
And that's going to be interesting. I usually we watch the very first episode, but I don't know if I want to watch that or if I'm going to find one of the really hard hitting ones.
Please do.
Just say no.
Yeah. Find what was his name? Zamo.
Zamo.
That's it. He's a hairdresser now. Yeah. So join us for Grange Hill. If you've never heard of Grange Hill, it's Grange Hill itself is a school. It's a secondary school, high school if you want to call it that.
It was a really shit comprehensive in London somewhere.
It was.
With the stupidest, dumbest kids.
And it was used as the backdrop for every social commentary you can think of.
No, we need to teach teenagers something. Here, put it in Grange Hill. No teenager watched Sod in Grange Hill, but
I watched Grange Hill.
yeah, well, I already said that you weren't cool.
Yeah, you could have been.
Not when I was watching. Not at the age I was watching Grange Hill. I wasn't cool though. And the theme tune, I guarantee you, as soon as you hear the theme tune, you're going to be teleported back in time. Jeremy, not so
I
much.
can hear it in my head.
Yeah. So as Jeremy said, we're coming to the end of our second season. We run 12 episode seasons. So we're going to start planning our next season soon. So if you do have any requests, any shows that you think we should cover, please let us know. We watch anything and everything up until 1995. That is our cut-off point. You can let us know. You can send us an email at serialviewing@gmail.com. There's a contact form on our website. You can leave us a voicemail. If you leave us a voicemail, we will play you on the show. you can contact us through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are everyone. We are everywhere, and it's all for the greater good.
The greater
Greater good.
There we go. Let's get into it. Yeah, so please do check us out. We also released a behind-the-scenes YouTube video. Like I'm waving now to everyone watching YouTube. You can just find that under Serial Viewing, and you can look at our show notes on our website. And we create playing cards off the back of every episode, so you can go check those out. It's all very exciting stuff. So please let us know. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will catch you next time.
Ciao.
Ribbit. Bye. I can do it.
In another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe is falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be but the animal adventurers from SPACE? Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and toads beware! You're looking for adventure? Well, this is it! With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie to win, I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
And we're good. Okay.
Cool.
Turn off the audio. There we go. Cool. Hi YouTube. Gave you a little shout out there in the show. I think Jennifer's going to be disappointed with me because I didn't really like it.
But you didn't give that impression during the whole show until right at the end.
Really? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
came
can't-
across like you were like, yeah, it's alright.
I can't.
It's all right. It's shit. That's
Yeah.
It's
basically
not.
what you did.
That is not what I said at all. I just said I didn't find it engaging. I don't even know what it is I don't like about it, apart from his voice. I don't know what it is I don't like about it.
I don't
You
like the fact
basically-
he's green.
I don't have a problem. I don't. Why do you have a problem with the fact he's green?
It's just so jarring. It's so teenage. Like, turtles are green because turtles are green. Like, rabbits aren't green.
It's because he's a.
No, but they're
Right.
not rabbits. They're from another
They're
planet.
hares.
They're space rabbits.
They're hares
Right.
anyway, but
It's
yeah.
just so painfully green.
Is luminously
And the
green.
toads are green. Why is he green?
I would complain about it being like a green palette, but it's not. It's like someone threw up in a paint factory. It's like every colour under the rainbow in there.
I think all the colours were very blocky. That makes
Yes.
sense. Like they're all around the same sort of area. Like there was a lot of orange in one place, a lot of green in one place, a lot of.
I think that's very still. I think it's still a '90s thing.
Oh, there it was.
Nice.
Sorry.
Aren't you lucky, YouTube?
I tried to make a ribbit and it just it didn't work.
And I hate admitting that there's a anthropomorphised cat is sexy, but she was kind of sexy.
It's just the fact that like
You
once-
said, hang on, in Dogtanian, you think
Lady de Winter.
Lady de
Oh my
Winter is a cat,
God.
and
Have
she
you ever
said
seen
she
the
thought
cat?
she was sexy.
I've just got a thing for cats. Damn it, I'm a furry.
Yeah. Cats
Gross.
are the most susceptible furry creature. Rabbits are next.
That sounds like somebody with experience.
That sounded like a promise.
No, I think you loved Bucky when you were younger, didn't you? You really loved Bucky when you were younger.
Me?
really, really loved
You
Bucky.
really loved Bucky when you were younger.
No, I didn't. What? I don't know. Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love Jenny. Jenny was the coolest.
Testing your sexuality and your species boundaries.
Yeah, well,
You just wanted to be.
I'm not choosy. I always said I was greedy. It's the pink hair, man. And I love the fact that as well, she's like Captain Marvel, so when she puts her helmet on, the hair is on the outside of the helmet.
That is true.
I-
That was kind of cool.
so-
So she reminded me of Wonder Woman a bit.
Her neck muscles must be like really strong, because that was a lot of hair.
No, it's just long, flowy hair.
It's like out here.
Yes, but you're follically challenged, so you don't know what that's like.
Only,
You remember when you-
only on top of my head.
Wait, don't you remember when you were younger and you had really long hair? You didn't have neck ache because you had really long hair.
Yeah, but hers looked really solid.
That's just hairspray.
Hairspray. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Oh
defending.
no, all All that the cat. Yeah.
Cat bit.
Imagine the hairballs.
She's defending her girlfriend.
I am. Yeah, you can't diss Jenny.
Can I just talk about a couple of things that I forgot to mention during the episode?
Yeah.
Right. So the bullies, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the like it seemed like a genuine motivation for the bullies. Like they had a genuine reason to be bullying him.
Because he was making them look bad.
Yeah. To me, that seems like a good bully reason.
What gets me, the bullies look like they were like 3 or 4 years older than him. So why the hell are they in the same class? Unless, because he's so bright, he's with the older boys.
That's the
Or
thing.
they've been held back.
Yeah. Maybe they should stop bullying him and look at themselves and do something about themselves
But
and leave the
also,
poor little nerd kid alone.
the insult, the threat that they gave him was brilliant. We're gonna wipe a nose off of his face, and
Why has he got more than one nose?
yeah, it's just like
That's
wiping
poor.
the nose off of his face is pretty good because it sounds like it'd be a good clear out. And
Oh.
also like the main toad guy, bad guy,
Mhm.
right? Main toad bad guy. He in the beginning of the episode, right? He said, "Oh, I've managed to enslave my arch nemesis Bucky's planet," and then halfway through the episode, one of the guys was like, "Oh, it's Bucky, sir. It's Bucky. He's coming." And then he was like, "Bucky O'Hare? What?"
Yeah.
It's like, what did you think was gonna happen?
Why are you
literally
surprised?
said- you literally said you enslaved his planet just to piss him off. Right?
and they enslaved his entire planet, and there apparently was 7 people on the planet.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. For
um,
some reason.
Jeremy,
No.
Jennifer, score the theme tune out of 100, or the opening
I
credits theme tune. You know.
Yep. I think I'm gonna have to go 98.
98.
It's a really cool theme tune.
It is
It's
cool.
really catchy. And the fact that they got some of those lyrics in there was
That
just
is pretty good.
outstanding.
The
And I'm
cheesy-
sorry, but out of all of the theme tunes we have listened to, this is one of the best ones I've listened to. So it wasn't in. Yeah. Yes, but they didn't have any cool stuff that they didn't rap Righteous Indignation.
We
So,
know you're about
you know.
to know.
It's got a little robot rap in Ulysses.
So I'm gonna go 98.
98.
Oh, bias.
I'm Trapdoor is just turning, it's spinning his grave.
Well, see, no, I wasn't on the trapdoor one, so that would have got a high one as well.
Well, okay. Well, I gave it 33.
Yeah,
and
but see, you.
I gave it 33 because of the rhymes managed to fit those words in.
It's really low.
33? It's a third?
It's really
Literally.
low.
No.
Not even a
fine.
C grade.
So I gave it
Yeah,
30.
it's a fair.
30%.
I gave it 33. Go on, Jeremy. Are you going to be the middle ground, or are you going to?
Did you know we rated Battle of the Planets theme song higher than Trapdoor?
Yes, I do. I remember that one. Yeah. That's because we rated the whole credits on that one, and we really like that one.
That's true. Yeah. Oh yeah, with the upskirt. Mini.
Yeah. Japanese panty flash.
I'm gonna vote solid. It's good.
But
It's not quite as good as Ulysses or Trapdoor in my mind, and so I'm gonna vote for a 74.
That's still really high.
Yeah, but it's cool,
You're smoking.
and it did indirectly. It did directly inspire Zero Viewing season 2.
Well, that gives the theme, despite my best efforts, a average rating of 68 for the opening
that
tune. 68. That's quite high. That's higher than it usually is. Let's be honest.
Gem and the Holograms was higher.
What was Gem?
69.
Oh well, obviously, of course it was. What else would it be? Jeremy, we're going to start with you. Weirdness. How weird was this show?
Cat kissing a boy was a bit weird.
The what now?
Cat kissing a boy.
That was a little weird, yeah.
Lots of colors, strange spray. Like, it's not super weird. We've not covered anything that was like really like psychedelic, but it's a bit wacky and zany and loony.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give it a 55.
55. Well, I gave it a 27 because apart from the flirtatious cat,
So weird.
that's it really. I didn't really find anything particularly weird about it. So I gave it 27. It's quite low. I think I'm going to be the lowest scorer out of this. So Jennifer, that leaves it to you. How rate the weirdness? Yes.
I don't really find it that weird.
No.
But then I suppose I've been subject to some weird shit. So,
We are seasoned.
is it out of 100 again?
Yes.
35.
35. So
I suppose a green rabbit is a bit weird.
Thank
his voice was weird. He got bonus points for that.
you.
It's not weird.
So that gives it a 39 for weirdness.
A duck with 4 arms is pretty weird.
It is, but they kind of looked at Daffy Duck and thought, well, how can we fit this into the show? Oh,
How can we make this zany?
extra set of arms. Perfect. Right, now onto those.
See, I don't find 4-armed Daffy Duck weird.
No, it's not
He's a
weird.
bit of a psychomaniac.
Yeah, his personality.
The fact that he's the gunner, he's got a cigar. It's very army captain, U.S. Army. What's his name? Al Capone from Al Capone from Aliens.
Apone.
Apone.
Like Capone from
Yeah, Al Capone.
Apone.
Who's dirty alien?
Like him. It's like loud, abrasive. He's got a cigar. Shoots first, asks a question later.
Okay, I'll give you that.
They're both black.
Like the sergeant, master sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you look that up?
Yeah, I know. I remember it now. Is that a thing actually? Like the fact that he was a black duck?
Don't know.
Do you reckon?
Could be.
Could
Although,
be.
wait,
No,
why,
I
no.
think-
Why would they put racial diversity into something with a talking cat and a green rabbit?
I think
Because
he was
it's
just Daffy Duck.
Thanks.
I think, yeah, I think it's just a.
Whereas Daffy Duck's a bit of a twat. But what's Daffy Duck's alter ego, the hero?
Oh.
Duck. Ah.
It's like the duck shadow or something.
No, it's not Darkwing Duck.
No. Oh,
Um,
no.
This
Duck
is-
Dodgers.
Duck Dodgers.
So he's like a superhero. So his is like. So I suppose you've got Daffy Duck as a bad. He's that kind of.
What would Duck Dodgers do?
Or the artist just was scribbling one day and drew a duck with 4 arms.
His ass is bigger than Daffy's.
So
Um,
I'm gonna move on to educational, and I'm gonna give it a straight out 20 for that 4 seconds of instructional stuff. Save the environment that the parents did, and bosh, there you go. Because there was nothing else educational in the show as far as I'm concerned.
There was.
So a 20. Defend that. Go.
So I reckon 38.
Okay.
So yes, you had that bit at the beginning. You also had them discussing about what you should do regardless of bullies. You also had all the politics crap and all that stuff and what was right and what was wrong. You had loads of stuff. We already discussed it in the episode.
Jerry.
48.
Oh, so you're going even higher.
Yeah, similar reasons. Definitely, they really crammed in that shoehorn thing.
It was such a throwaway line. It was weird.
Like tofu burger was a bit weird. Also, the kid was making a proton accelerator, albeit that's not what proton accelerators do. But around about that time, people thought they could. So there's that. And also it inspired, it brought light and information to a lot of furries out there.
Okay. Caused an awakening in quite a lot of furries.
Yeah, that's educational.
That's
right?
educational. So 35 for educational, which is, as educational goes, that's quite decent.
It's
that's-
like DuckTales level, right?
That's usually our lowest scoring category. So, Jennifer, this was one of your episodes. So, overall impact, awesomeness.
So, it had a high impact on me, and I remember watching it, and I remember really liking it, but I don't remember it having a huge impact on other people. I don't remember talking about it with other people, but then, as I said, I was, 14, 15, so this would probably have been seen as not something I probably watched it with
A guilty
my
secret.
younger sister or something, or it's on TV and I've just watched it. Because at 15 we weren't spending our Saturday nights watching cartoons, were we?
No.
So so I don't remember. My younger kids, it might have. If I speak to my little sister, she might remember it differently. So I reckon probably 28.
I was expecting higher, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, all of that 28's for me.
Well, I gave it a 20 because I remember it, and I remember it. I knew it was a comic book. I don't know how. I don't remember ever reading the comic, but I knew it was a comic book before it was a cartoon. So somehow that's stuck in there, and I can't really defend it any further than that. It was a 20. It's all right. Jeremy.
I mean, basically what you've said. I wasn't present for it really. It didn't have a lasting impact to reach me. But so something like 32.
32. That's quite high.
Yeah,
That's surprising.
it was cool.
That's higher than you meant. I mean, higher than Jenny. So that gives it a 27 overall.
Yeah.
So the impact is the lowest scoring category for it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. If they're making a movie, that might be kind of cool.
Depends how they do
I'd be
it.
up for watching it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd definitely watch it. I might even
Make it like Space Jam.
I might even take Jenny to the cinema to watch it. I thought there was going to be more to Bucky O'Hare. I thought it was going to be more behind it. I thought it was going to be more interesting to talk about, but it's just kind of there.
It's just one of those throwaway 90s things.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, when it shouldn't be.
I feel like I thought it would a longer series and had more of an impact than it did.
Yeah, it should have been. They should have put it on for longer because Teenage Mutant Heroes wasn't a massive hit straight away.
Not straight away.
Not straight away.
Not
but
straight away, no.
It
Pretty
did
quick.
translate from as soon as it translated for the comic book to the cartoon was huge, almost.
I know, but for the first 13 episodes, nobody knew what it was. It wasn't.
I
was.
suppose that's true of everything. Yeah.
That's what I mean. If they had allowed this to grow into itself, but they didn't.
They cancelled it before it had time to breathe.
Yep.
So that was Captain Bucky O'Hare. And every English person of a certain age will know Grange Hill.
Oh, that was me out.
Well, I was just thinking about that because you were born in 98 and our cutoff is 95. So unless it was remade or reruns, nearly everything we do is going to be new to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was kind of the thing.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be. Yeah, you're the fresh eyes on the team.
Yeah. Which is understandable. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
grew up
mean-
with Bill and Ben.
Yeah, if we do if we do anything, I mean, both of
It'll be
you and I
fun,
were
it's
born
fun.
in the mid-70s. So there's, you've got good 20 years there where there's some we've never watched before.
I never really stopped watching kids shows.
But
Alright.
yeah, like stuff like Fireman Sam and
No, I meant
Tom
from before.
and
So,
stuff like that. Postman Pat, I'm gonna know.
thank you guys. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you sticking with us all the way through to the end. Please like, comment. It helps. It genuinely helps if you leave us a comment, if you drop us a like. We really appreciate it. Anything you do to leave us reviews or anything, it's all good. We love you for it. Thank you very much. I'm Henry. That's Jennifer, and Jeremy's down there. We will catch you next time for Grange Hill. Thank you very much. Say goodbye, team.
Bye.
Bye.